everyone, and welcome to this very special live stream called Zero to Booked, How to Replace Your Income and Leave Your 9-to-5 in 60 Days. And I'm so excited to be here with my dear friend and client, Melissa, who did just that. That's right, you heard me. In 60 days, she went from not even having a business to being completely booked out, replacing her income, turning in her notice, and getting out of that job. So amazing, right? So we're going to talk about exactly how she did it. So I'm going to interview Melissa and let's hear her story, right? But if you're joining us for the first time and you haven't met me yet, my name's Christine Mcallister. I am the founder of Life with Passion, and I am also the author of the #1 best-selling book, The Income Replacement Formula, 7 Simple Steps to Doing What You Love and Making 6 Figures from Anywhere, available on Amazon. So check it out as we dive into this with Melissa. So Melissa, tell us a little bit about what you were doing and why you wanted to make a change.
Well, I was an administrative assistant for about 17 years. And so did it, event planning and just your normal administrative type duties. I worked for an Egyptian Arabian horse farm, and I helped my clients with various needs as far as registrations and, just different contracts and paperwork and data entry and that kind of thing. And so I was trying to figure out a way to expand my knowledge and my online experience based off of Christine. And she's kind of helped me get started in this. So.
Yeah. And so yes, and everyone joining, please say hello. I see Joanne. Hello, lovely. Hi. Greetings. Joanne lives in England, so jealous. It's 90 degrees Fahrenheit here today, and I'm wishing for some English weather. Tell me a little bit about why did you want to quit? This is something that you've been doing for a while. What was the why behind wanting to make a change and kind of step outside of your comfort zone and to make this shift?
Well, I obviously wanted to have the opportunity to make more money. And I feel like with this VA job that I'm doing, I can take on more clients. I can increase my hourly rate and make more money and just enjoy what I'm doing and being able to travel and spend time with you and being able to work from anywhere, really.
Yeah, I think that's so awesome, because one of the things that you've taught me about the nature of working at a farm is that, of course, the saying goes, horses still need fed on Christmas Day, right?
Exactly.
Which makes travel, when you work with horses, it makes it very difficult. It makes it tough to be able to get out and see things. And so, I've been down to see you bunches of times and over the years, and this is your first trip to come see me. Yeah. And it's so special that we knew we wanted to share this with all of you, because it really celebrating what's possible and the ability to bring that about as you create a business that you love. Hey, Jenna.
Yay.
Hi, Tracy. Good to see you. So let's dive in and talk a little bit about the specifics of exactly how you did this. And we totally made notes, so we'll be looking at those. I normally do. But tell me about what do you think were the things that were absolutely key for you to replacing your income so quickly and actually getting out of that job and building a business very fast?
Well, basically, having the self-belief and the confidence is a big thing. And Christina's helped me with that a lot. And I know, I'm good at what I do administrative wise, but I had no idea that there was a whole nother world out there, for this virtual assistant business and the number of women and businesses that need help. on a day-to-day basis. Yes. And so, again, Christina has just really helped me with gaining the confidence and self-belief that I can, learn new skills and, take on new different tasks and be successful.
Yeah, totally. And if you guys have questions for me or for Melissa while this is going on, please pop them in the comments. Hi, Lisa. Great to see you. So I think that where we started with this was you actually realizing, getting super clear on what you were going to offer and why, and even realizing that it was possible. Like you just said, this is a thing, right? We were joking yesterday that a lot of people still don't really get what either of us do. And I think that's the case when you work online, because it's new. I mean, these jobs didn't, exist in this way a decade ago or whatever.
Right.
And so it just hasn't permeated as much of society as, the traditional jobs that we think about in brick and mortar businesses. But I think also that if it exists online as well, right? And that's the big shift to make. And so I think when we started talking about this, it was well, what are you going to offer, right? I mean, just to break this down to be very, very simple, the first thing that we worked on is what you were going to offer. And you realize pretty quickly the whole concept behind your business is based on what you're passionate about doing, who you're passionate about helping support. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes.
Thanks.
I actually enjoy helping people. I'm a people pleaser, and so
you're a born helper.
I am a born helper. It's
just doing my dishes. I'm what are you doing? You're on vacation. She's I can't help it. I'm gonna do it.
Yes. And so to be able to help all of my clients and these women that I've taken on and just basically free their time up from doing different tasks that I can do for them that will allow them to do the more important things in their businesses. And I really enjoy that.
That's really fulfilling for you,
yes.
right? You love being behind the scenes.
Yes.
You love helping, you love supporting, you love I mean, I know the power of being supported in that way so that I can focus on what, the 2 or 3 things that I do really well.
Right.
And let someone else do other things that they do really well so that I'm not doing all the things, right?
Right.
And I think that that's super, super helpful. Hey, Tiffany.
Hi.
So, in your case, we were very much able to look at what you were doing, identify what you were doing in your job that you liked.
Right.
And then look at how to translate that to work with the exact kind of clients you wanted to on your terms, on your schedule, in your own business, right?
Exactly.
And so I think that what was really interesting, since it was relevant, is the thing that you did when you first started pitching yourself is you really had to kind of summarize and make sound sexy, frankly, what you've been doing in your work, right? Can you talk a little bit about what that process was like of putting that together?
Well, it wasn't easy, but again, thanks to Christine, that's what she's really good at, is helping people feel confident and become clear on exactly what, you can offer. And it's just been huge, really, really huge.
Well, I have to say, thank you. I have to say that when she sent me her pitch and was hey, what do you think? I was man, she does all stuff I didn't even really know or think about, but getting it down on paper, I think was awesome. Mm-hmm. And I think that's true for any of you watching, and that's why I talk so much about a confidence resume. I walk you through that in the book, right? Because the realizing and looking out on paper, all this stuff that you do, you're man, I am worth it. People should pay me more to do this, right? And whatever your thing is. And I think, was that true when you wrote it up and you were
yes,
right? And then once you had that, then you were able to just copy and paste and use it over and over because you'd sat down and done that hard work of getting it on paper, right?
Right.
Tell me how, what was the big strategy that you used to get these clients? People book out through social media, or they book out through referrals, or they book out through in-person stuff? Like, what did you use to book out?
Referrals, and just getting the word out there that, I'm offering these services and, what I'm doing through people that know me and know my background and how I work, as far as Christine knows, and just word of mouth, basically, and through social media.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think like the really amazing thing about this is that you did not advertise.
No.
At all.
No, not at all.
And you made this choice to just strictly do this privately through referrals of people that you liked, right? And who liked you. And you may have heard me talk about this before, but before I had Life with Passion, I had a digital marketing agency, and that's how I booked out. I mean, ironically, I did not advertise my advertising agency. I booked out through referrals entirely. And so if that appeals to you, you totally can build a business that way, and I think that having people who already know, like, and trust you, your warm market, like everyone has one of those, right? Everybody has a list of Facebook friends, at least some of whom hopefully are real friends and who can vouch for and say, oh yeah, Melissa would be great. She does this kind of thing. And you know what? That's where businesses get built quickly, is in that connection, because you already have people who are so much more closer to working with you than a cold lead where they're just like comparing your service or product against someone else's and they don't have that connection. But having someone say, oh my gosh, I'm working with Melissa, she's great, like she'd be so helpful, like that just really snowballed for you.
Absolutely. And a lot of people think they have to have a website and they think they have to promote themselves, basically, and you don't. I mean, I'm living proof that you don't. I have a successful new business and everything is going really, really well.
And you quit your job.
I did.
Yeah. So like you did something interesting to kind of increase your confidence when you're getting started, when it came to your rate. So can you tell us about that? Like the rate that you chose to charge?
Yes. Well, I chose to start at a lower rate because I was new and I was learning the whole online world. Again, I had no idea it even existed. And so I took on some clients and I started out at a lower rate so I could figure out what I was going to be doing and how to do it so that I'm not overcharging clients for services that I don't know what I'm, doing. So, but yeah, few months, 2 months, I'm already charging 2.5 times what I started out at. So
let me just repeat that. She chose a rate that she was like, yeah, I feel comfortable making this being brand new at this. And within 2 months, she's 2.5xing that initial rate because she's like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I'm really good at this, right? The confidence came from getting those first few clients and serving them at a low rate at a high level, right? And then even being able to go back to those clients and be like, yeah, now I'm going to be charging more. And they were like, cool, you know my business. I'm happy to pay you that. That's huge.
And it gives them the opportunity to get to know me and to see how I work and, how efficient I am, basically, to help them in their business. So
yeah, and what a load it takes off, right? And I did that too when I started my coaching business. I offered my first few clients 50% off of my rate then, and that really allowed for me to build my confidence and get a feel for at what high a level I was serving, so that when I raised my rates to the full price, I was like, this is worth that and then some, right? Because you have to be sold on yourself and the results that you provide and like what that looks like. Mm-hmm. And there's no choosing your pricing is in some ways so arbitrary that it has to be coming from a place within.
Yeah, you have to feel good about what you're charging.
Yeah. Otherwise, you won't say it. It'll make you want to throw up, like the whole thing, right? Meryl says hi. Hi, Meryl. And Erin, hey, hi. I love it. So tell me, like, where do you feel like we touched on this a little bit earlier. And again, if anybody has questions, please drop them in because we want to answer them for you, live or on the replay. And so tell me, like, where did you feel like you needed the most help? Like when you started thinking about this, what were the pieces, not knowing that you were going to do this so quickly,
right?
You know, what were the pieces that made it feel like, oh my gosh, this feels really overwhelming, or like scary, or how the heck am I going to XYZ?
Right. Well, it was new, and anytime you do something new, there's a learning curve, and you know, you're nervous, anxious. Again, the confidence level of, you know, being confident in yourself and being able to, you know, just push forward. And I was able to do it while I was in my 9-to-5, which was great. I was able to start out slowly and work after hours and on the weekends, you know, to build the business. And that helped. That helped a lot. But the confidence and the clarity behind me, which is what Christine has helped me with, is, again, huge. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I think that's so important. And we were just having a really honest conversation yesterday about how for both of us, like, our spouses have not always been the most, like, our biggest understanding, like, cheerleaders. Not that they don't love us, not that we don't have great relationships, but like, if they don't really get what we do, and they're like very, you know, I mean, I talk a lot about how my husband and I are totally opposites in this way. Like, he's a dyed-in-the-wool 9-to-5er, like 18 years at the same company. Very likely he'll retire there, right? And he's happy with that. And I think, like, a lot of times we feel alone in this entrepreneurial journey when a person closest to us doesn't get it,
right?
Because we think, oh, well, if they don't believe in us, or if they're not supportive, like, no one else will be, and it's a huge, like, hit to our confidence. And I hear it from everyone. I hear it from everyone, right? It's not unique to either of us, but can you, like, speak to that a little bit about what that experience has been like?
Absolutely. And I do have to say, my husband is very supportive of me and everything that I do. He's amazing. But
he's
you know,
a good dude.
When you're talking about quitting your 9-to-5
that you've had for a long time,
steady income, to go out on your own and to start something new that you're not familiar with doing, I mean, it makes you nervous.
Of course.
And I think that more than anything is where he kind of had, like, his reservations.
Yeah.
But now he's seeing how successful I am and how many clients I am able to work with and take on, and how much I can charge for my services.
Yeah.
And so he's happy for me. He's very, very happy for me.
And that's been a beautiful, like, evolution to witness from, and I think a lot of it just has to do with, like, not being able to picture it. Like, you're going to do what?
Yeah.
And you're going to do it how? And you're going to do it where? Wearing what? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, until it's happening, it's kind of like, I don't know about this.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
But then it's sort of like, so the encouragement to all of you, if you've experienced this, is like, recognize it happens to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about that in the book too. And do it anyway.
Yeah.
Hang out in a place like this because you're surrounded by people on the same journey. You're surrounded by people who get it and who have been through the same thing, right? And, you know, Stefan, you're wonderful. We love you. Obviously, you're not watching this now, but we'll send you the replay. But it's a really cool thing to be able to walk through, having this dream, having honest conversations about doubts, reservations,
right,
and to be able to create it and then come out on the other side with him probably being like your biggest cheerleader. Yeah. I mean, how cool is that? And like, what a great, you all been together for a long time,
yes,
but to like have that new facet to your relationship now of you kind of stepping out and going, this is what I want. Like, I'm going to make it happen. I'm a redhead, darn it.
Hard-headed.
But I'm going to do it. And I'm going to apply that to this part of my life. And you just watch me, yep, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also being able to build it out on the side of your 9-to-5 so that like, it wasn't like, cold turkey, like, peace out, now I'm making $0, right?
Exactly.
You could do it both at the same time. Anything that you would add to that?
Not really. I mean, again, he's very supportive, and he sees the success that, has come from me just basically taking it and running with it, and making it a success. So
yeah. I love that. Shannon, hey Shannon. She says, love this, get it, girl. Oh yeah, I know. She is getting it. Hi, Lamorla. Hi. Yeah, so getting clear on what you were going to offer, and then getting the confidence that you could do it. Obviously, in any new business, there are a ton of logistical things to learn, like new softwares and new ways of communicating. And I mean, you're working with clients all over the world, time zones and project management systems, invoicing, a lot of the kind of scheduling, a lot of the stuff that like we cover in the Business Basics Bootcamp, but that are just like laying that solid foundation. But you have to have the confidence that you can figure it out. And I think for you had been doing the same job for a long time. And so in a lot of ways, you were, I'm sure that was comfortable, right? I mean, you knew what you were going to do every day when you went to work. So can you speak to like the difference between those two things?
Yes, I was definitely very comfortable in my job. I had been doing it for 13 years. And so, I mean, I knew it like the back of my hand. And so stepping out of that comfort zone and learning new things and new tasks. And again, the online world it's crazy, but it's fun. It is so much fun. And the people you meet, and I mean, it's been quite the experience.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what you mean by like both crazy and fun.
Well, it's different. It's different than the corporate world. It's different than going in to an office every day and working with people face to face. Even though, in my new business, I'm still face to face with clients and my coach, having calls, weekly with my clients. And so it's not like you're singled out and you're by yourself all the time. You're still visiting with your clients and talking with people. And you, again, work anywhere. You can go to a coffee shop and work. You can travel to Kentucky, spend time with friends.
Yeah. And these are the things that I'm sure, like if you have your own business or you're dreaming of having your own business, like these are the things that you want as well, right? That freedom, that time freedom to travel, to be able to do what you want, when you want, wearing what you want, right? And like, and work in a way that feels good, that feels exciting, that doesn't feel like it's being controlled by somebody else's priorities or their schedule or their environment, or, there's of course, when we talk about running our own business, a lot of times the first place that people go is fear, right? Like, what if I fail? But like, I think the more that you can own your actual, like the freedom that you are creating to work on your own terms, to really take back that power, like, because when you're in a corporate job, somebody could walk in tomorrow and be like, stop what you're doing, you have to go do this now. And if you're a planner like I am, and like I think you are too, that's really hard on your little planning brain, right? Or if you're spontaneous, that's hard on your brain too, right? Because you want to be able to make those choices and have that freedom. And so I think that's such a huge piece. And I think that that's something we probably all share, is that desire for freedom, but actually thinking about and claiming what that means can help you get even more excited about what you're creating, right?
Yes, absolutely. And just having the confidence to know that you can do it.
Yeah. I mean, do you find that, obviously we talked a little bit about your husband, but like, do you find that the confidence muscle that you've built in starting your own business and quitting your job, which obviously requires a lot of confidence, has translated into other areas of your life? Like, have other people noticed?
Absolutely. Just happier. Just happier. Yeah. Overall demeanor and everything is just, not as stressed out, because I can make my own schedule and work with the clients that I want to work with. And if I don't, then I don't. And I'm not controlled by somebody else's time schedule or vacation, when I'm allowed to take a vacation, or how much I make. I get to make all those choices now.
Yeah. And so it's very, what you're saying is like, even with, of course, I'm sure the stress associated with quitting a job, and like, that's just naturally a stressor, even if you're quitting to do something you love, it's, right. You know, it's still new. Those things, even with all that stuff at play, and like, I guess you're saying like the people in your life have noticed.
They've noticed, and they've been very supportive, because I do see how happy I am and how well I'm doing too.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Who has questions for Melissa? It's great to see everyone here. I feel like some of you might want to know something that we haven't covered yet. So while you're thinking about that, and if you haven't said hi yet, please do, because we want to say hi to you. I think like the two pieces, well, really the three pieces that have come out of this is that like getting clear on what you want to do, getting the confidence to do it. Those things lead to clients, right? Those things lead to customers. Those things lead to clients, those 3 C's. And so if you feel like you need help with getting clear on what you're offering, if you feel like you need help with building that confidence muscle, because it is a muscle and it's not something that's you're just born with or not, like in no way, right?
We like to think that we have it, but when it comes down to it and you're actually like put there and you have to like figure it out,
yeah,
you got to have the help. And I did. I know I did.
Yeah. I mean, I think that for me, it's building the confidence has also brought back who I really was as a kid. And that's like one of the places that we talk about in the income replacement formula available on Amazon, is that like I was a super confident kid and I lost that. Along the way. I became an anxious kid. I became a withdrawn person from that anxiety, from my perfectionism. And like, it wasn't until I started working with mentors who helped me figure out what was weird about me and helped me really own that like what I love is enough, right? What I love and what feels good to me to build my business, whether it's through referrals, whether it's through podcasting, which is, one of my obsessions. Like, and I'm going on another big tour because I love it, because I realize I love it. I realize I can use that to build my business. Super fun for me. It energizes me. And that's great, right? That's a great thing about building an online business, is that there's something for everyone, right? There's something for everyone, whether you want to do it entirely from referrals, whatever. But figuring out how to build that confidence and get that clarity is exactly then how you have that plan to go get those clients and to go book out in 60 days, right? Replace your income and quit your job. And so if you want my help to do that, you have probably heard, if you're watching this live, that the price for my 6-month mentorship, so you'd be working with me between now and the end of 2018, the rest of the year. The price goes up to $7,500 on July 1st, and there are only a couple of spots left because people are jumping on this. So if you want to talk about whether that's right for you before the price goes up to $7,500, then book a call with me. I'll put the link in the comments after this is over. Book a call and we'll just chat about whether it's a good fit. Don't want you to miss out on that opportunity if it's something that you've been thinking about, because there are only a couple of spots left and the price does go up on July 1st. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you. Any final thoughts, words of wisdom for those who are out there watching this and are like, I wish that I could do what Melissa has done?
All I can say is just have faith in yourself and trust your gut and know what you're going to offer. And then just get out there and kill it.
I love it. And then come to the group and tell us all about it so that we can cheer you on, because this is not a competitive space, right? This is a supportive space. A rising tide raises all ships. And we need to know what you're out there doing so that we can be inspired and motivated and energized every day and support you on this journey, right? Because you don't have to do it alone, and there are a lot of us waiting to cheer you on. So I want to thank Melissa for doing her first live stream.
Yeah.
Her first live stream and choosing to do it here in this community with all of you wonderful, wonderful human beings. And have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're watching this live, have a fantastic weekend. I know we're going to.
Yes.
So cheers in advance.
Yes.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.